So yesterday I missed one thing in the window functions. So that is window average function. If I go to window functions and say window average function. So it is also a normal thing, only normal function only. Let me explain. So let me explain in a theoretical manner. Like for example, I have a student. The student name is A, person name is A. Overall he got 30 marks. And we have person B. Aggregated level he got 50 marks. And we have a person C and assume that he got 40 marks. Now I want to find out one thing here. So this person is above average or below average, I want to find out. Similarly, I want to find out whether person B is above average person or below average person, I want to find out. Similarly, C also. So here we cannot directly find out with these values, right? These are the original marks they got actually. But with these values, we cannot identify that whether this person is above average person or below average person with respect to marks. So first we have to find out the average marks here. Then we have to compare each person marks with the average marks here. So in Excel, it is very simple. When you select all these three, right? Then below you see that the average is 40 marks. So I have to display 40 marks across each and every student. And then I can compare this actual marks with the average marks. So in that way, if the actual marks are below the average, then I can say this person is below average. And person B is above average. Person C also like average student actually. So like that, first we have to find out the average and then we have to compare each person. Now in Tableau also, right? Yeah, in Tableau also, assume that I have a region, okay, and I have sales here. So each and every region is having some different sales here. So format workbook. So if you want to change the font size at overall workbook level, right? Go to format and under workbooks, under all option, you can change it to like that. And you can go to uh, here and you can change it to like 12, like that. So this formatting will be for all the worksheets, entire workbook level. You see, as of now, this is the individual sales of each region. The simplest thing we can find out average is I can go to analysis, I can go to totals, I can simply go to the show column grand totals. Now it will show you the total sales of all these regions. Okay, it will give you the summation of all these regions. But I want average here. So what I can do, I can go to sum of sales here. So first we have to apply the grand totals. Okay, first we have to apply the grand totals. Then come to sum of sales. Then go to total using option here, and it is by default automatic. Now we can change it to average. See here we have so many options are there. Here we have average, minimum, maximum, all that we have. So you see now average is 7,25,000. But what is my requirement is I want to show this column. I want to show this average in a separate column, not in a separate row. I want to show the same sales in a separate column so that I can display the average across each region. Then in that way, I can compare in a simple manner with each and every region. So for that, we will go for window average function. So window average, simply type window average here. So the first argument is expression, that should be sum of sales, and the second and third arguments are optional ones. So I can simply click on apply. Now go to window average, just double click it here. Now you see what are the I got average here using grand total option. I got the same average here across each and every region. In that way, I can simply identify that central is performing below average, east is performing above average, like that. South is performing below average when I compare it to the total average, like that. Okay. So here this average which we are getting with the help of totals, go to to get this grand total right here. Go to analysis first, enable the totals here, show column grand totals. If you want to display this column grand totals in a first row, right? Then what I can do, go to totals, just click on this option, column grand totals to top. Now in that way, this average will be moved to the top here, top row, like that. Okay, just go back. Now, if you want to change this from average to totals, right? Summation, right? I can go to sum function, average function, min function, max function, all this. If you want to hide this also, right? You can simply click on hide option. Like that, you can hide for this a particular column. For particular sales, if you want to hide the total, right? You can hide that one. So this total, whatever the totals you are seeing here, right? Summation, average, min, and max, right? All these are similar to window average function. But window average, we are getting in a separate column, but this total function is giving you uh, in a last row as a row actually. Okay, just remember that one. And once you find out the average, right, then I can compare each and everything with the actual sales. So if you want to get the difference, right, I can do simply. So sum of sales minus window average. So this will give you the difference between actual sales. This is the actual sales and this is the average sales, like that. So here we are getting some error here. So field or logical difference already exists. So I can, if you try to do the same name for the calculation, right, it will give you some error here. Like that, just click on apply, just drag it here. In that way, you will get the difference between these two, actual sales and average sales, like that. Okay. Now in this window average function, so this is also similar, right? So if you want to provide the moving average, so let me tell you what is the moving average here. So for this moving average, I'm taking the order date here, and let's make it just display it as a month wise and make it discrete here. So sales here. So in general, what this window function will do is, see, the same window function will be applicable, the same formula will be applicable for the rows what you see in the sheet. Okay. Now you see what is the average of all these months, right? That is a 60,000. So the same we are displaying across each and every month. So in that way, we can easily confirm that this December sales are above average comparing. This is also above average. Like that, we can compare each and every month with the average sales. You may take, instead of month, you can take product also. Like that, in some cases, you want to compare uh, the product is performing above average or below average, right? In that case, also we can use window average function. So it is the simplest one. We will most of the time we will be using in the real time when you want to compare the average with the actual sales. Now, what I want to do is, I don't want this now. As of now, this window average is nothing but average of all the rows which I see in the sheet. But what I want to do now is, I want to take the average of last three rows only. So in that case, I can go start -2 comma 0. -2 means it will take the last two rows including 0, that is current row. So this is nothing but, we call in real time, this is nothing but moving average, like that. Moving average, like that, we can say, or running average. So if you want to get running average of last 3 months, right, then you can apply this start and end positions. So -2 means from -2 rows to -2 -1 0, it will take all these three rows and it will be the average. So now you see, this 106 is the average of previous three rows, including current row. Including current row, it will take three rows, like that. Okay. And I told you one one more thing here. I forgot to told one more thing yesterday. So to get the average, okay. So this is about window average function. We have completed about window average function, and I want to tell you one thing I just forgot yesterday. Like to get the running total, right? To get the running total, we can use a running sum function, or we can use window sum function also. So, but without applying those functions also, right? I can directly go to my sum of sales here, go to quick table calculation. Simply, we have one option here that is called running total. Now you see, it will give you simply the running total of running total. It will simply give you running total. So sometimes, first, as I said, first go for a running total option. Then If it is not possible with this running total option, then go for keep calculation field. Okay. Now you see for this measure sum of sales, I have applied running total here, right? Now, now you see when I click on the running total option, Tableau is generating this symbol here. That means Tableau is performing running total for all these rows, which I see in the sheet. Now, when I click on this running total option, Tableau is performing some calculation in the backend. Now, if you want to see that calculation, what is the calculation that Tableau is performing, right? Open a new calculation here. Simply drag the sum of sales into this particular calculation that 23. Now you see Tableau is using this running sum function here. Okay. So when you apply running total option, right? Tableau is performing, Tableau is in the backend, Tableau is executing this running sum function. Now let me clear this table calculation. So when you clear this table calculation, right? When you drag into this calculation, it will show simply sum of sales only. But when you apply quick table calculation, when you click on running total, now when you drag it here, now you see it is applying this running sum function here. So if you use the option, if you want later, right, you can simply double click on this running. You can modify this calculation also. Okay, like that. And let me see if you forgot anything here.
Can you get what exactly is a running difference between sum and running sum?
Both are this sum of sales and running sum.
Yes.
Okay, I think I told you yesterday the simple thing.
Oh, I'm
Assume,
sorry, I missed that.
okay, no problem. So assume that I have we are some cricket match. We are seeing cricket matches, right? So in the first over they got 10 runs. In the second over they got 2 runs, and third over like 0 runs. Fourth
Okay, I
over
got it. It's like cumulative, like
cumulative sum.
compounding every time. Okay,
Correct,
got it.
correct. Yeah. Like that. So okay. So we have one thing here that is rank function. So we'll discuss about this rank function bit later. Okay. But let me come to these options. What are the options we have? So these are the examples. You want to practice examples, right? You can go through all these examples. Now let me come to options. So we have seen some option, right? Running total option is there, right? Like that running total, we have some options are there. So just drag order it here and sales here. Okay. So when you go to this sum of sales, and when you go to table calculation, here it is showing some options here. So running, running total, and we'll discuss about what is the difference option, percent difference, and all this we'll discuss just now. Yeah. Okay. Okay, simple. Okay. So in 2022, I got, what is the total sales I got is like okay, I have 10 minutes time only. Let me tell you one thing here. So I go to, you remember order of the filters, right? If I go to order of the filters, and if I go to order of the filters, you see this is the order of the filters. So it is very important for us to remember this order of filters. You see, table calculation filters are coming here, okay, and table calculations are coming above here. So table calculations are coming just below here, and table calculations are coming here. That means these table calculations will not depend upon table calculation filters. As I said, as we discussed earlier, whatever you see here like this, with these arrows, we are seeing something here, right? So as I discussed earlier, fixed LOD will not depend upon dimension filter. Why? Because if you see this order, dimension filters are below the fixed LODs. In the order, it is below the dimension filter. Above, dimension filters are just below the fixed LODs. So This dimension fixed LODs will not depend upon dimension filters. If you want to make fixed LOD to depend on dimension filters, we have to convert this dimension filters into context filters, right? In the same way, table calculations will not depend upon table calculation filters. Table calculations are different and table calculation filters are different. So these table calculations will not depend upon table calculation filters. I'll tell you. I'll just try to prove it how it will. Okay. So in the row shell, just take a order date here and just drag the sales into text here. Now you see in the tableau what is happening is, if you try to drag the sales again one more time into the text here, it will not take. Why? Because if you try to drag the same sum of sales two times into the marks card here, into the same text here, it will not take. But if you try to drag the same sum of sales two times into the column shelf, it will take. But if you try to drag the same sum of sales two times into the text here, it will not take. Because of that reason, what we will do in sometime real time is, I'll go to this drop down here. First, I will change the calculation to running total here. So now it is representing the running total. And now when you double click on the sales here, now it will show the sum of sales one more time here. Okay, in that way. Okay, I just want to prove that table calculations will not depend upon table calculation filters, right? So what is the meaning of that is, the first measure is a actual sales, the second one is a running total here. So in the last row of the running total, so 29 lakhs is because of summation of current row including all the previous rows. So the total sales is like 2 lakh 29 lakhs. It is representing in the last row here. Now we have already seen the last function, right? Now just try to use the last function here. So this last function calculation is simply nothing but last only. No need to provide any argument here. Now I want to keep the last row only here. So for that, what I will do, just drag the last function to the filter cell. Just use the minimum and maximum value, both are same to 0 only. In that way, what it will do is, it will keep the last row only and it will remove the remaining rows. Now you see what will happen. Just click on apply. Now you see, even though we are not displaying the first 3 years, right? Still my running total is 29 lakhs only. This 29 lakhs is because of summation of current row including all the previous rows. Okay. So this is a table calculation. Running summation is a table calculation. And last function, we are using last function, we are filtering the data. Last function also is a table calculation only, but we are applying it as a filter. But you see, even if you apply last function as a filter and we are keeping only last row, my running total is not depending upon the this last function filter here. Still, I can see the running total is summation of current row plus including the previous rows also. Even though the previous rows are hidden, it is still taking the all those rows sum of sales and it is doing the sum of sales. Okay, so it is about this order of filters. So we'll discuss about the remaining things later tomorrow actually. Why? Because if we start it right, if we start the window function options right, we have running total and we have so many options are there. So in a single shot, we'll finish it tomorrow. Thanks for your time today. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you. Tomorrow we will be meeting at 4:30 p.m. IST. Thanks everyone.
Thanks, Ankit.